Good evening and
Covered in
welcome.
spikes.
Bread is made with yeast.
Crust is made with yeast, please. Thank you. Good evening and welcome back to the Ashe and Shade Committee. Hi, it's Wednesday and we're back. It has been a wild hiccup. I'm sorry for the wait. We had to make phone calls to tell people that there wasn't work tomorrow. But now that that's all done, we're here and we're here to play because it's a Wednesday night and that's what we do on Wednesdays. As always, I'm Curtis, your GM, joined as always my three lovely players.
Sometimes.
Josh, Rachel, Chris.
Put that
How
pressure
are
on.
you
I feel
Thumbs up,
chaotic.
thumbs middle,
That could
thumbs
be
down?
good or bad.
My belly feels big. I feel like I ate too much buffalo chicken mac and cheese.
Ooh.
I don't know how to help you with that, and I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, my teacher brain was like, "Oh wow, oh, okay."
Oh, well, honey, I'm sorry your belly hurts.
do you
My
need to sit
second
down for a little
graders,
bit?
there's like an ice pack pandemic. I'm sorry, I have to go off on a tangent for a second. The amount of
You have 2
first and
minutes.
second graders that are like, Mr. Mackey, I have a headache. Can I go get an ice pack? I'm like, ice packs are for swelling. I don't think that helps your brain. And they're like, no, it does, I swear. And then one kid gets it, and then they're all like, Mr. Medici, I need an ice pack right now. I'm like, no, you don't. Ah. Oh yeah, that's all.
You're
All
gonna
right.
create like an ice pack mimic, aren't you?
I wouldn't do that. I was gonna have.
No, not Curtis. No, Chris is gonna one of these
just-
days have an ice pack mimic in his games, and it's just gonna
That's actually in the hole
Josh's brain.
that the Fandover crew just fell into. It's
Yeah.
just ice pack mimics. Just
Oh
everywhere.
no.
We're like,
Frozen
oh,
mimics.
good, wow, heal our wounds. Oh, never mind.
It's chewing on me.
There's no healing our wounds in Fandelver.
But that's Fandelver.
There
That's
could have
another
been
game.
for more-
That's another game. In this
Wait,
game.
we're not playing that tonight?
No, absolutely. Congratulations.
Oh, what
I'm
are we
Chris.
playing?
We're playing the
Oh,
Ashe and
poop.
Shade Committee, motherfucker. And guess what?
Whoa!
Y'all just killed Evelyn. As a
What?
quick refresher.
Oh, whoa! I
uh,
totally forgot about that.
Yeah, quick refresher.
You kinda stabbed her.
So yeah, you guys were the
And
committee's
Snapper.
wandering through the desert, making their way towards where Lami is guiding y'all towards by air instead of over the ground, which has saved you a little bit of time, conveniently. However, inconveniently, as you were flying overhead, you saw a large structure in what looked like the middle of the desert. And as you were getting closer, Ronan, you spotted some figures moving around it. After a brief botched ambush by all parties, with a little bit of stabbing, you came to the understanding that it was actually a pair of friends, a couple that you had met way back many, many levels ago in Korumvor at an inn called the Twist and Shout. A man named Adam and his wife, Evelyn. And just the one Adam, in Korumvor, there was a family of them. They always changed the middle vowel with whichever of the Adam brothers was serving at the time. Come to find out that that's part of Adam's curse. Over the course of a day, he ages up from child to old man. And then at midnight, dies and is reborn the following morning, and the cycle continues. Evelyn, on the other hand, has spent 400 years or so being just immortal, watching Adam go through this process day in, day out, night after night, for 400 plus years. Y'all were sitting down, having a chat. You learned... here's a trivia question for probably the one note taker in the room.
I resemble that remark.
There is an individual of some renown in the desert that grants his friends water.
Yahtzee!
Yahtzee, you're really close. Yeah.
Chris gets a point of inspiration for...
Yay!
Both of you get a point of inspiration. Josh, you'll get yours later at some point. I don't know how, but
I
you'll
already
get one.
have one. I haven't
You
used it yet.
don't need it. You're fine. You're fine. I'm definitely not going to have bad things happen to you. But yeah, Yati, a particularly benevolent dragon that hangs out in these parts, and gives people access to clean water as they're wandering through the desert. You guys have yourself an alchemy jug full of water to keep y'all topped up, but you're learning a little more about the shapes of the desert and why Adam and Evelyn are here. They're on the hunt for a hag, one of the last surviving hag of the coven that cursed them all those years ago. And according to Adam, she's somewhere in this desert. And you had discussed sort of joining forces and putting the quest to put the last call, returning the last call to its home, setting that aside for the time being, and helping these folks find some resolution. And maybe after 500 years, they'll finally find peace in being dead. Maybe. Or just breaking the curse and seeing what happens. And then as you were continuing to discuss things, you mentioned the Forgotten War. The war for the Underdark that no one seems to remember, even people that have been alive since before it started, like Adam and Evelyn. And in describing things, Adam was fairly stoic and kind of confused, but Evelyn had started mentioning names that you hadn't mentioned yet, like Drow, mentioning the war, the coalition. And as you watched, she started bleeding from her nose and then just keeled over backwards. And I believe that's where we left off. Did I miss anything that you all thought were important?
The Axe demanded a side quest. That's how we got here.
Correct.
The Axe demanded a side quest.
Also, yeah, you, Thalia, you did also hear Lami talking to himself for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Lami had a bit of a
thing.
Gollum and Smeagol conversation with himself as he talked to the entity inside, talking through the axe.
It definitely didn't offer him a choice of how the world will end and how creation begins anew. That's just wasn't part of it. It's fine.
I missed something. I feel like I should have gone back to watch.
No, you were asleep. It's perfectly in character
Oh,
because
okay.
this is
You were
what
asleep.
happens after your watch. You went to sleep. Thalia was just, Lami was talking to himself, and Thalia was up to pay attention. Also, Helga's back.
Yay!
So,
I want to lay on hands. Evelyn.
Okay. How many? That's what you pick how many points you're putting into that.
No. Yes and no. I get 13 hit points.
13.
Or healing hands. Sorry, healing hands.
Say, since
Okay.
when can you lay hands? Only I can lay out them hands.
I can heal you. Angel baby.
I thought you were an angle this whole time.
Shh. That's the secret. I'm always an angle.
So someone just gave us a 1,000 bits. So what level spell slot is that?
I think it's just a
your
thing
healing
that she
hands?
does.
Or is it a cantrip? What level of doohickey is that?
That is a feat.
Oh,
That
that's
is
just
a feat.
Okay.
My gosh, thanks, Tindalen.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, with that, and with the lovely donation from Tindalen, so yeah, you reached out. How many points are you dumping into her? I'm so sorry.
I
it was
can give
distracting.
13.
You're gonna give the whole 13?
Yep.
So when you rush over and she's just conked out on the sand, just unmoving. There is no seizing. There's no frothing at the mouth. She's just stone dead. And you run over and you put your hands down on her and start to pulling that energy that rests inside you and kind of pushing it forward. You feel something push back a little bit. You feel that it's none of you make the joke that's gonna happen. It's this coarse, rough it's friction. There's friction as you're trying to put this energy into Evelyn. You're kind of pushing and pushing and pushing, and you finally break through. It's just this wall, this fortress of dirt and rock, and you punch through, and you find the vibrant soul of Evelyn still in that body, just locked in, basically inside this little stone cage. And her eyes snap open with this, and you watch as her hair returns to its normal color from that shock of necrotic energy that Ronan dumped into her earlier. Her hair kind of regrows into that normal color, and her eyes change color to this brilliant amber, and then settle back into just the dark brown that you were used to. But as you, for the little bonus from that donation, you pluck. As you pull your hands free, there's a little remnant of this power kind of tingling on your hands. And it doesn't hurt you, it feels fine. There's just this faint, delicate tingle, but it's pulling a little bit. You for a brief moment, there's this sensation. This power wants to go home. This power is coming from a source nearby. And that source is somewhere west of you. West, northwest. You can't get a real read on it, but you feel it kind of dissipate as the wind blows through. And you realize that you just touched that hag's magic. And it's one of those sensations that you will not forget. And you'll be able to identify it later. You've got her scent now. You know what this magic feels like. You'll be able to find it again when you run across it. And there's a moment where you think, I wonder if this is... You think back to the last time that one of your party members, in talking to somebody, they just keeled over and died. You think about Ragarin. And when Robbie removed the curse, it removed that energy sustaining him. And then when the curse sort of reasserted itself from this active, ongoing connection, that brought him back. This is something very similar, but much... not older, not crueler. Dragons are cruel on this cosmic scale. This is spiteful. This is absolute. This was done out of petty revenge from a being older than a dragon who took it very, very personally.
I didn't know hags were that old.
Hags are part fae, my dude. What does Ronan know about hags? I'm curious.
The only thing that he would know about hags are like light, creepy stories of like old, creepy ladies living out in the woods that'll like cook you in a pot and turn you into stew. Just like little nursery rhymes to keep kids out of the woods at night.
Yeah. And judging from the story that Adam told you earlier, those are the people you go to when you have nothing else to lose. He was so desperate he found an entire coven in the woods and had 6 kids with their magic, and all 6 of those kids are long gone. Presumably dead.
I mean, it's been 437 years.
Roll me an intelligence check here, Thalia, real quick.
I think Chris knows, but Ronan doesn't.
Intelligence?
Or we'll do history if you've got it, for stories.
Okay. 21.
21. Yeah, thinking that thought, they're probably dead. They're 400 years old, unless they've become hags themselves. It's usually the fate that befalls children taken from their parents, is they become like their grannies, as they like to refer to them. Some do,
Curtis.
some don't.
You dropped that little hint last time of the age the kids were taken, and then also earlier in the night you said they get their powers when they turn 18, and I was like,
Uh-huh. So, Thalia, you now have a lead on... You can now detect this. Do you want to do anything else while you still have the remnants of this hag's power on your fingers? You've got a direct life... You have a direct ping.
All right.
Find out location, name, age, age, sex, location. Presumably female. I don't know. I've never asked a hag for the pronouns in hindsight. We should do that more.
So I'm
have...
connected in terms of I can send things that way, or I can receive information. Like, what kind of a...
With that boon, I'll give you one piece of information of your choosing.
Okay.
What do you want to know? Or do you want to ping? Do you want to send a ping down the line? Because I will say, while you're thinking,
Yeah.
she knows you did this.
Yeah.
This is not a sneaky thing that you've done. You broke down the fortress that she's had 400 years defended, and you just like basically pulled a Ronin and blasted the door in, and were like, "No, I'm healing this person and keeping them alive in spite of everything you've done to them." One ping only, Rashili.
Oh, pressure's on. Do I get information or do I mess?
Or
with
you
it
can
all?
also do nothing, and just let that moment be.
All right, I kind of want to. So I have a general vibe. It's west northwest.
Yep.
I want to give, like, I don't know if it's an image or just a feeling of just like snuffing out a candle, just that, and dark, like the light just that kind of mystery, suspense, intrigue, but also like vague, veiled threat.
Okay. Ooh.
Hope you guys don't mind. I'm feeling a
Roll.
little chaotic tonight.
I love it. Roll me an intimidation check, please.
Oh, I don't roll enough of these. Intimidation. Ooh, 21. Jack of all trades.
As that light kind of goes out and you kind of withdraw and you feel that connection, you get a sense that the message has been received. And as the last trickles of that power kind of shake free from your fingers, you look down and your fingers are a little drier than they were a second ago. I think you need to moisturize a little bit, but just on the tips where that magic has been sitting. Shake it off, and over the course of a minute or two, it plumps back up as the moisture flows back into your fingers again.
spicy magic.
As Evelyn sits back up, Adam rushes over, kind of helps her back into her seat on the pack that she had been sitting on before this all started. He's checking over her, making sure she's okay. He kind of runs his fingers down that lock of hair that are now back to its normal color instead of that stark white. He goes, "Are you okay?" And they have a whispered conversation. She's like, I'm fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm wiping that driblets of blood. What happened? What happened to me? He's like, well, you just started saying words that I'd never heard before, and you just fell over. She's like, well, I don't remember saying anything. Was it? What did I say?
Drow.
Adam throws you a look, and for the first time, there is threat in his eyes. He's like, "Don't watch it, Buster. If you kill the look in his eyes,
science.
the look in his eyes go, if you kill my fucking wife again, motherfucker." But she kind of drow.
Don't think about it too much.
What was another one?
But applesauce.
No, sir. I think about butts all the time.
Sand.
No. What? Hold on. Did I say the coalition?
No, definitely not.
At the same time, Folly's like, yeah.
Do we? No, I don't. My head doesn't hurt when I say that. Adam, do we have one of those ice packs? He goes, yeah. Hold on. He runs into his bag and gets this.
Fuck!
It just looks like a piece of cloth, but he just kind of folds it up and he takes it and he kind of rings it, and there's this blue pulse. And Ronan, you see Goliath runes for ice and healing just come to light on it, and he puts it on her head, and you see that it is slowly there is cool water evaporating off of the side of it. She just kind of holds it to her head. She goes, I feel like dark elves? No, I'm remembering now, but why did it hurt so much the first time?
Do you know anything about a secret bunker that burrows through the ground that has a bunch of war prisoners turned to stone inside of it?
Ronan, that was pretty specific.
It was pretty specific.
No, I don't.
Oh, well,
Do
those
you?
exist. Yes.
Oh. Well, that's
At least
interesting.
one. Full of drow.
Hmm.
From the war that no one remembers about.
Oh, they remember it.
No, the Underdark War.
Do you remember?
It's flashes. It's foggy, but it's there, and it's not killing me this time. So I hope it's real.
Think harder about it.
Did
No.
you fight in the Underdark Wars?
No.
Sometimes it
Did you
helps
kill
to
a
have
hag in the Underdark
Mm.
Wars?
Maybe. I didn't fight in the. No, they built machines that looked like people to start fighting once we were just losing.
Like Robbie.
Hey, we know those.
Right. Can I have a moment to? I know we wanted to travel tonight. You're prepping our water for the next day, and I'm gonna need to think a little longer about
course.
this and dig some things up.
Of course.
Do we mind continuing on this? We're gonna go find a hag. And
I mean, how long is
It's
longer?
west or northwest?
1 minute, 10 minutes, an hour?
I don't know. Have you ever had an entire chunk of your life just come flooding back into your noggin?
Oh, you need 11
Yes.
days.
Why 11 days?
That's how long it takes to have a chunk of things fly back into your noggin. You ever had it happen?
No.
It takes
No,
11
mine
days.
was like a matter, like an hour plus.
I'll need a little time. This is,
Yeah.
it's been
It's a lot.
about 10.
Besides, what time is it, Adam? Like, do you need to do your thing?
Oh, I'll be. And as you look back, at some point in the conversation when you had kind of focused more on Evelyn, you come back and he looks visibly older. He's now probably pushing 70, 75. And you're watching as he's starting to, those of you who are paying a little more attention to him, notice that his skin is very slowly over the course of several minutes starting to sag more and more, and his hands are starting to shake. He goes, I'll be fine. I just need, there's a litter that I was going to be dragged in once we reach this time. Normally I don't travel at night, and this isn't as much of a problem. But, well, I suppose that's a problem for later. Whatever, I'll let Evelyn decide how we're traveling. I'm going to go in the corner and die for a moment. I'll be back.
If someone kills you, does it make it faster?
I wake up in the wee hours of the morning.
What
just
if
an infant
someone
again.
heals you directly after you die? What if someone casts Revivify on you?
Do you have baby food for breakfast?
When do your teeth show up? I feel like we've
My
gone from
teeth-
seeing what happens if someone tries to bring you back to life to what happens when you're alive again, and we jumped over some steps.
I've tried being put in a different body, and it doesn't help. We saved up for about 50 years for a true resurrection. Boy, the priest was very concerned and confused when a live man showed up asking to be resurrected. But it followed me into this body and into the next one. If any attempt to raise me brings me back, only to die a moment later when the spell's over. So unless you can continuously resurrect me, it's a little easier to just die and try again in the morning. You're more than welcome to try. I'm normally not awake for that part. Anyway, I'm off to... just gonna go back in my sand pile and be reborn as a toddler in about an hour. Time-wise, we're rocking... it's very nearly midnight.
So do we leave, like, when it becomes bright outside?
Is that are you asking Evelyn, or are you
Both.
asking your friends, or asking the GM?
All three. God? When do we leave?
Well, you're traveling at night because it sucks to travel during the day in the desert.
Yeah, but he's a baby at midnight.
You could travel. He's dead at midnight. He's a baby at like 1 in the
Oh.
morning. You could
Okay.
theoretically travel with him as a baby and continue flying as you have
Alright.
been.
We'll reconvene in an hour or two.
From the pseudo darkness in that pile of city, he goes, sounds good. Evelyn's like, It's a little early this evening. Probably all the excitement. He'll be fine. Unfortunately, you do get used to it.
Fun.
So, you're gonna help us kill this hag, and I cannot tell you how appreciative I am of it.
I mean, it should be fun. I've never killed a hag before.
That's less comforting than I'd like to admit.
Would it help to know that I've killed a really mean tiefling man that threw a creature from the Nine Hells at me? Where was he from? The Abyss? Shadowplane? Shadowfell? Yes.
Maybe.
We killed the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little better. No, the blighted blossom is the only real name that I have for her. Took only a couple hundred years to track her down. Anything that can hide that well from me, someone with a lot of time on my hands, is not an easy thing to hunt down and kill. Also, they're hags. They never play fair.
Speaking of which, okay, I'm assuming I've read about hags in my studies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So like Ronan and Lami, we should probably like not say much to the hag.
Why
Is
not?
that words can be used against us?
But we'll be killing the hag, so why would we talk to the hag?
Look, I've read a book
Sometimes
about
we get
hags.
chatty.
They only eat children. We'll be fine.
You do all get a little chatty.
And only rude children.
So like,
If the hag
no
senses
words.
danger, she'll run.
How fast?
Not literally run.
so
We don't
what
want
if,
to trigger her fight or flight response.
Okay, oops about that. I may have sent a vaguely threatening message. I was connected to her for a hot second.
Oh,
That's how you know which way she is.
Yeah, northwest or west, one of those two. And I decided to just sever the connection like blowing a candle out. She could take that as she will. I meant for it to be like kind of vaguely threatening because her curse sucks for you two.
You're not wrong.
But maybe she just taught it as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna break the connection. Oopsies, sorry.
No.
She definitely felt whatever I did.
maybe she'll
So
get real mad and come
Bring
find
you
us.
back to life. Definitely felt that.
That might be a challenge. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
But we could just like walk in and just be like, greetings! And that's all we say?
Greetings.
Or like we're delivering food or something. Pizza time.
She'll likely be. It depends on where we find her.
I'm sorry,
Hags
can I write this in my
usually have
notes?
a lair. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I was about to say pizza exists in this.
Yes, pizza's real. Every
Pizza
single
canon, got
culture.
it.
Oop, my light just turned off. It got very dark over here for a second. Oh
Sorry.
God, I'll fix that at break. There's every culture has like a flat piece of bread with like sauce and cheese on it. Every single one, fried dough and flat dough. Everybody makes them. But your Evelyn gives you the a little bit of the skinny on hags, filling in some of the some areas you may not know. Hags typically have a lair of some kind, a place that they will call home. It is well hidden, and is not a place that if you are an identified threat, you will never find that hut. Plenty of stories of people going out into the woods trying to find the witch that lives there and being lost, eaten by wolves, what have you. The environment always kills them. They revel in disgust. They revel in their hideousness like normal people revel in their beauty. So they are generally unpleasant to look at. Older hags are known as grannies, and their last name is usually their main identifying feature because to know their first name is to have power over them. Like most creatures of the Fae. whether or not hags are fae is largely up to debate. But there's enough similarities and crossover, and they're never inclined to correct people when they ask.
The more you know.
Do y'all have specific questions?
About hags?
What's her first name?
If I knew the first name, I'd have hunted her down
Quick,
and
use the
killed
history.
her.
Use the history check. Josh, use your history point from last week.
That's true. That's true. You do have a free general knowledge question.
Are oddly specific hags to the desert general knowledge about the desert?
I'd give you an understanding of what desert hags are like, because hags are usually a little more territorial and stick to
Please tell me
areas where
about
they live.
desert hags. I hope they have houses with camel leg.
Some do. Some
It's like Baba Yaga.
boo boo yugu. So, I think hags usually are geographically they're more relative to location. So you'll have green hags in the forest. You will have sea hags living on the ocean. There are ice hags. There are climates. That's the word I wanted. There are climate-centric hags, kind of scattered around.
Biome-centric.
Biomes, yes. Think of it like biome. Hags tender to specific biomes. Desert hags are one of the less researched ones, because typically to go wandering out and finding them in a desert is not a proposition a lot of people are down for. Lami, is this you using your history question from last week?
I am burning my history question.
So
Hag me up, daddy.
desert hags. They are usually solitary. A coven of desert hags is not something that is very common. They're usually found near, either in the depths of the desert, or if there is an oasis nearby, they may be found near that to tempt travelers away from it. There are stories of beautiful women walking through the desert to draw men away from caravans. People see someone walking in the night, cries for help to draw people away, and then they're either never seen again or they're brought back with something, a gift of some kind. Usually, again, very similar to Ronan understanding hags, is the thing that you don't go into the woods at night because the hags might get you. Some hags like to use mirages. Some there's a letting the desert do a lot of the hard work. I will give you this, Lami. There's one particular fairy tale, no pun intended, that you heard of someone who crossed a desert hag and they found them sucked dry of every ounce of water in their body, like they'd been dead in the desert for years.
Ow. Oh no. I would like to retain my bodily fluids if that's okay.
So be careful. Any other questions?
That was my history.
Yeah. If you have another question that you may have to roll for.
More questions. Hags to it. Where do they live now?
In the desert. Next question.
Lami, do you know what's northwest of us right now?
Where are we right now?
In the desert.
Do I know where we are right now?
Where were we going?
I think we were headed west, right?
We were going that way.
No,
I thought we were
northeast.
going northeast.
Oh, that was east.
So it's approximately like a 90-degree off.
Northwest. There's a river over there.
Because they weren't a desert hag to begin with, correct? Evie,
What,
Evelyn? They were not originally a desert hag.
Second here. She kind of.
Because you found her in the forest.
True, but this one did have. I believe she was a desert hag. They can cross-pollinate a little bit.
I
They're
mean,
not
with a
in
name
this.
like Blighted Blossom, I'd think forest, but I mean,
No,
things
she
do
is-
blossom in the desert.
Maybe they hide in the mountain range. Lots of nasty things hide up there. You really don't want to go there.
Is there a mountain range to the northwest?
There's definitely a mountain range to the northwest.
Mountain range goes all the way up and around this desert.
Then it sounds like we're going to the mountains.
Well, we'll see when Adam wakes up which way he thinks she's going, and we can honestly take it one day at a time. And
How many days would it be to get to the mountains from here?
Oh, a while.
Like
We really
12?
haven't gotten that far from the capital.
what did I say last week?
I don't
On a
remember.
scale of
You said we were
It
going
was-
on like a 2-week journey.
It's
Imagine the
three if
mountains
you
are
walk.
far.
Oh, yeah, 3 if we walked, 2 if we flew.
weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Weeks.
big honking desert.
Oh.
Big boy. Big empty sand.
Which is why we
So
decided
much
to
sand.
fly.
Not super empty sand.
Wait, does the
everywhere.
river go from the city to the northeast?
Well, the river goes from the ocean through the desert up into the
Northwest.
mountains.
Northwest to southeast is the way the river runs.
So we couldn't have taken a boat to Lami's
I was
Axe,
just
is
thinking, I
what
was like,
you're
are there
saying.
boats?
We don't say the B word on this stream, I swear to God.
Yeah, he pleasantly left out the port city under the capital because the
Like,
river
Chris, we are on the
flows
same
under it.
page here tonight.
Just
No boats.
Yeah, no
No
boats. I'm right there with you, Xylus. No goddamn boats. After the last
So much for our
PTSD
pirate
session.
episode.
Oh, don't worry. That'll happen at some
We
point.
had a pirate episode.
Airships.
Air pirates.
Airboat.
Sky
Air pirates.
We love ourselves a sky pirate.
Skyrits.
Yarr.
Why does it sound like Ritz crackers in the sky?
It does.
Hmm.
It's raining Skyrits.
You do know, yeah, there's mountains up to the northwest. Lami, you're pretty sure somewhere off to the northeast, where the axe is kind of pulling you, you do know there is a particular oasis tucked off there. It'd take you probably 4 days to get there, but there's at least a bastion of civilization over there. To the northeast is mostly empty desert, minus any nomadic.
And a river.
Correct. The river, however, is
A
mostly
river
still
lined with
behind-
bandits who rob boats.
Those boat robbing bandits.
That's all I got.
What do you got for me, Thalia? I see that on mute.
Nah, I was just about to say we'll give Evelyn some space. I'm gonna hold on to my history for a little bit
Can I
longer.
take a short rest?
How long does it take Adam to wake up? Should we just take a nappy?
If you want to take an hour's rest, that's totally fine. It'll take him at least an hour for me to get him out of his old shell and cleaned up. And
He has a shell?
oh yeah, what do you think happens to his body?
I didn't see a shell.
You don't want to
Like a turtle.
No. Think like no, just don't look.
You couldn't think anything else with a shell.
No, it's more like a shrimp.
Oh.
Yeah,
Or
it's
spider?
Yes, yes, like a very large human spider.
Like
Spiders
a
are
big
just squishy.
ice spider.
Yeah, less ice, but yes.
Is it bad that I read that word as cicada?
It's
Cacao.
cicada. But yeah, you guys want to take a short rest?
Yeah.
Yes, I took
Might as
one.
well if we're waiting for
Yeah,
Adam.
y'all have time. Evelyn is sort of she looks like she's making making herself busy. But every once in a while she stops, and you hear her sounding out words that she's trying to put together. They don't sound entirely, they sound kind of familiar, like they sound like words with meaning and import, but they're not really ones you recognize.
So tomorrow exists. Just kind of say it loudly.
What? Sorry?
Huh?
So what?
So
What'd
that
you say?
tomorrow exists.
The next day.
One more time. But slower.
So that tomorrow I slipped into giant. The word exists. What's the full saying? We fight today so that tomorrow exists.
That sounds right, and I don't know why.
Does it not matter how hard you try?
No, it doesn't. I'm trying to think. I'm trying. My big lumbering friend, I'm sorry.
Is that what the saying was? We fight so that tomorrow exists. We defend today so that tomorrow exists. We fight today so tomorrow exists. We arm wrestle today so that tomorrow
We tickle
can...
today.
We tickle today.
So that tomorrow may laugh. It's
It's
way
like
better than the nerdy shit that I came up with.
24 hours. It's like the punch that you'll die someday in the next 60 years, but it's the tickle
punch the long death.
that, yeah. But it's the long tickle. You like tickle them, but it doesn't tickle right away. Like 3 decades
That would be
later,
terrifying. You just like bust out laughing and die.
New spell. New monk spell.
Delayed tickle.
Delayed tickle.
Yes.
Is it we guard? No, wait, that's from the prison. We guard them so that tomorrow exists. So it's probably we fight so that tomorrow exists.
But yeah, she's a little still befuddled. It's something's clicking. Like there's a spark trying to catch up there. And she just kind of stops and she pulls out a little notebook and like writes it down. Stops and writes down a couple of other things.
Did you know a man named Jürgen?
No, I didn't.
No?
I didn't.
Old elf man? No, wait, I'm confusing people.
No, I'm surprised.
No,
I would.
Wait, no. Maybe.
Can I small presty an illusory image of Ergen?
Yeah, Jürgen. He commanded a battalion of shadow people that all know about the war because they got stabbed.
Also, was the mayor's gardener.
That's how I knew the bastard. He yelled at me for tripping over his persimmons the last time I was in there.
The fuck is
Who's
a persimmon?
persimmon?
It's a tree.
It's a tree.
Tripped over a tree?
It was a bonsai. He was very protective of it.
Was it a bonsai or was it a persimmon?
Both.
Could be both.
Yeah. Bonsai is. Never mind. I'm not here to explain elven
Oh,
forestry art
right.
to you.
Mayor Ergen.
What? That face is very familiar. Could you hold that for a second? And you watch as she very quickly, very expertly, in like 4 or 5 pen strokes, gets the big details down of Ergen. She kind of. I'm gonna look at that later and see if anything, dredge anything up. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of that these next few weeks.
Sorry?
No.
Yeah,
no.
sorry.
If something's been done to my head, I would like it to be undone. If that's quite all right with all of you. I like being the person in control of my own brain. You can imagine how 400 years of not being in control of my own body has rankled me. From the back of this shelter, there's kind of a and then the sound of an infant crying. She goes, "That's my cue. Excuse me for a moment." She goes back into the darkened corner where not Ergen, the other guy, Adam. I'm mixing up all my season 1 NPCs right now. Where Adam has been reborn.
Gotta lay off them vowels.
Is there anything y'all want to do while she's tending to Ergen? It'll take about 15-20 minutes to get him at least bundled up in a nappy and ready to go.
You mean Adam?
I did it again. Yes, Adam. Motherfucker.
I have siblings with names that start with E and A, and my parents have been mixing them up for 22 years.
What's weird is why do they keep mixing up Josh?
I don't ever get mixed up because I'm not a vowel.
My parents would just accidentally call me dog names. They'd be like, Keska, Mika, Eno, whatever your name is, stop that.
Bam. You guys have some time to yourselves.
Anybody want some soup?
Where does the soup come from?
Why just have some?
How?
I brought it with us from
Where do you keep it?
in my back pocket.
Why is it warm?
It's soup. No one wants cold soup, Ronan.
Sure, I'll have some soup.
All right. Breakfast soup. 2 in the morning.
You think we should message Red?
I forgot we could do that, to be quite honest.
Why?
I don't know, see if he's still alive?
Yes.
Do you think he's going to answer us?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, why not?
I mean, he
Killed me and most of Lythar.
I mean, I'd like maybe, well, it's like the same kind of spell as like my polymorph. So like if I send a message, I can't. That like takes away a polymorph time. So if we're gonna fly a bit more, we might want to like not do that.
Well, I mean, we might have some company that
We got
can't
plenty of time.
fly.
We got plenty of time. Well, I mean, you can carry Evelyn on Helga, right?
Well, but then he's a tiny man. Forgotten.
Tiny man.
They ride,
And-
like light stuff.
Well, but we could do it then. I was picturing 2 full-sized people that we don't have more room for.
Those might be like the walking hours,
Right.
because we're gonna have to do a mix of walking and flying. I don't think Helga wants to carry all of us.
Her kind of snakes her head around. She's just cough with a little sizzle of lightning comes out. That's a no. That is a clear and obvious no from your bright blue wyvern.
I don't think she'd like to carry anyone, but sometimes she has to.
If only Cora was still here, she could turn into like a giant blue moon owl and carry all of us.
Happy birthday.
I do miss Cora.
Cora's the best of us.
We should message Cora.
We should.
What's she gonna do, bark?
Well, isn't message telepathic?
Well, please.
She's also out of range. You'd have to sending. But yes.
The gang gets
it would be
distracted
mental.
again.
It would be a mental conversation.
Next time we see Cora, she's getting a sending stone.
If you've got sending, you can call her.
I mean, I have sending, but again, that's the same spell slot as polymorph, so I have to choose either sending or poly, and I can't upcast it. So.
Lythar, come in. This is Ronan. You might not remember me because of my new outfit.
What?
Say hi to Cora for us.
How's
Can you just
Cora?
give Cora the headset,
She's-
please? It'd be pretty cute if she had the headset.
She can't.
We miss
Just
you.
try
Can you
it.
guys talk to animals?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Are you
like-
sleepy? It's like 3 in the morning.
I'm lake watching.
We're in the desert.
Oh, there's no water there. I'm at the lake. There's a lot of water here.
That's good.
The town's doing better. By the way, the lake's back. It's not spicy. It's
That's great.
yeah. I gotta. Alistair told me to watch the lake. Yeah, if you want to talk to Cora, and you hear just like a couple seconds go by, and you're hello, friends.
Cora!
Who
Huh?
is this?
How are my packmates doing?
Good, good.
We miss you.
I had no idea you could talk.
Well, you never tried. My brother did.
That is fair.
But he, didn't share that with any of you.
Helga says hi.
Cora goes, no, she doesn't. She probably said something like, get out from under my feet, you little worm. Which I guess means hi, because she's acknowledging me.
How's Lythar?
Growing. In a
Like
good way.
widthwise or tall ways?
Growing inside.
That's not how growing works.
He probably hated here in the desert.
Oh, I have no doubt of that. There are no trees to, nimble his bimble with.
Although, I mean, we could use his help tracking, but
That's true, but this is a chance for you to learn as well.
You're very insightful. You're like Patrick.
Yes, the grumpy old man.
Speaking of Patrick, Patrick,
It's a fucking party line. Shut up.
Patrick, talk to Cora.
I already did. She's smarter than all of us put together. Now let me go to fuck to sleep.
Did you just admit someone's smarter than you? He hung up on me. Of course he did.
take care, Cora. We'll talk to you later.
And
Probably should give the earring back to Lythar, I guess.
oh, he's fallen.
No, I
asleep.
think you should keep it.
He's fallen back asleep already. I'll have to wake him up. We'll get him up to speed. Alistair
Wait.
and I.
Isn't he supposed to be watching the lake?
Like I said, we'll get him up to speed.
I didn't think elves slept.
We do.
He calls it meditating.
We'll talk about that here in person.
All right. Bye, Patrick. Bye, Cora.
Goodbye, Ronan. Goodbye, friends.
Bye.
Lamy says that to a completely dead line. He's the only one in the Zoom call.
Everyone else is left in this
Everyone
room.
else is left, and he's like, "Oh, what I miss?"
How do I leave?
I just got back. Huh? Where'd everyone go?
Lamy, as you go to hang up, you hear, "Hello." You hear Fira on the phone as you hang up.
Oh, hey, Firo.
Oh, hello, Sally. How are? What is it? What is it? How's tricks? I think that's what they're saying. How are things?
We didn't start the fire this time.
Good.
There was a fire.
Good.
It burned down the library,
There was also an earthquake.
That would
and now we're in the desert.
excellent. Well, that would explain why Atronics was a little grumpy and smelled like wood smoke a little earlier today.
Also, they think that the Raj is dead over here.
Well, that's interesting considering he isn't. he
Yeah, they
hasn't.
have falsified proof. So there might be a coup d'etat happening. We're not sure, so we left town.
Interesting. I would have thought that you would all be in the middle of that if you wanted to cause an overthrow or revolution or something. That seems to be our speed.
No, the X demanded a side quest.
And a regular one. Hi, Firo. I miss your breakfast burritos.
Oh. Well, I miss you eating my breakfast burritos. Robbie keeps trying to hand me beers, and I can't drink them.
What if you try?
Do you want to trade?
Well, I did. Well, the one time we did try, you remember that potion bottle we found? And I kind of makes me oozy.
Oh yeah.
The last time he tried to give me a beer, I absorbed the can and the beer, and it took a couple of days to work the bubbles out of my system. So we stopped that. Have you found anything in there in the desert? Any robots or anything weird?
No, we found old
a-
friends.
There was a big metal naga under the city that was defending a bunch of weird rat people.
Oh, like a big snake?
Yes, with a face.
Oh. I don't normally really like snakes. A snake with a face is definitely not a thing that I would want.
And it definitely was the thing that cast earthquake and broke part of the city.
Why do I not believe you?
Insight check.
I'll give him that for free. You're the Chaos Muppet with Earthquake. He was at the, or no, he knew about the fight when you guys were taking on Keldar. He Ronin within 100 square miles means Earthquake. How's any? So no cool, no other metal, no other Warforged, no other metal friends.
Not yet.
Not yet, knock on wood.
I'm sure we'll end up finding. Oh no, we did find some big. What did they call them?
Enforcers.
Enforcers. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, do they count? I suppose they count.
they're big metal and they take orders.
Okay. Well, hold on. That's interesting. Can I call you back?
No.
Sure.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Okay.
You can call me.
And in the distance, in the background of the call, you hear clanging. And you hear, no. Call disconnects.
Robbie doesn't have an earpiece. Deke, can you hear me? What if he had
no, there's
that
no
would be
response.
crazy.
No
He
response.
found it in the sewer.
I've forgotten how that NPC looks, sounds. I've forgotten everything about that NPC until just 10 seconds ago, and I'm a little upset at you for that.
Oh.
It's forever. Good luck getting rid of that one.
It's around this point that
I was like, we'll call Red later.
Evelyn comes out, and she has a pack. She has a smaller, all black pack on her back, and on the front she has this nice. It honestly looks like just like a traveler's pack, just like nice brown leather, good fitted belts, few supplies on it. Poking out of the top of this is this cute little blonde-haired little baby. Just kind of looking around, seeing what's up. And he sees you guys and goes,
Oh, he's a baby.
The enthusiasm of a recently born infant who's found 3 people that they find very entertaining to look at.
I reach into the bag of holding and I pull out a +1 dagger.
Evelyn looks at it,
Give
That's
the
the
baby
kid.
an dagger.
looks at you, doesn't stop you.
I give him a +1 dagger.
Little Adam takes his hand and kind of like tries to hold it, but doesn't have any strength in his wrist because he's like less than 18 months old at this point in the morning. And the dagger just kind of like slips a little. Evelyn just like reaches out a foot and catches it on the, like catches the side of it and scoops it from hitting the ground, pops it up, catches it. She goes, where do you find all of these?
Oh, you know, I know a guy.
You are the guy. Ronan kills a lot of people.
I do.
Well, if it's good enough for you to give away. And she pulls us one of the on the front pack that's kind of serving as a papoose at this point. She just kind of pulls out, folds over a flap of leather and slides the dagger in it. Thank you for the +1 dagger. That will be going to Adam once he's old enough and strong enough to hold it on his own.
Speaking of things
you could have it now.
that we kill people with, and I'm going to pull out Fulcrum and kind of hold it in front of her. Does this look familiar to you at all? Miss remembers weird past things.
I might have stolen one.
Like recently?
No. This is in the chunk of my memory that you just opened up. It doesn't immediately scream, I've never seen this before. It's
Well, if you touch it.
reaches out a hand, touches it, wraps her hand around, like holds it like she's gonna wield it. She goes, No, definitely not a thing that I would use. It's a little too big for me, but definitely something worth stealing. No, not really.
All right, you ready to travel?
I'm ready. Are y'all ready?
Ready enough.
All right, Ronan, your turn to. What do you want to be?
Crouch down and I put my arms out.
Do you want to be an eagle or an owl?
What time is it?
Nighttime. It is
Nighttime?
past midnight.
Ooh, owls are really stealthy. I
Okay,
want to be an owl. And then I can
Owl
turn
it
my
is.
head all the way around.
owl it is.
You know, the last time someone was an owl.
with much less pomp and circumstance for your particular magic. What does it look like when you turn other people into things? Because normally when you do it, you're playing the music and that morphs into the thing. What does it look like when you turn other people?
Oh, what happened with Lythar at the time? I probably morphed him. I think I was playing and there was like the smoke that just drifted out from the bagpipes
Okay.
and then surrounded whoever I was polymorphing.
So yeah, there's so Ronan's, hey, the last time someone turned into an owl is drowned out by the drone of a bagpipe for a few moments, and then there is a giant owl in place, and little Adam in the back just goes, and claps and coos. Evelyn's like, that's okay. That's honestly rather impressive. Am I riding on who's going on the owl?
Who would you
Poof
like?
up.
What would you like to?
There's probably more room for the two of us on that wyvern there. Lami, are you taking passengers?
You are more than welcome. Little spiky though, but you get used to it.
As they walk towards Helga, she kind of drops her head, but doesn't drop her spine for folks to climb on. And she's kind of low, rumbling growl.
Thank
Point
you.
her and say, "Don't be rude."
Make an animal handling check for me. I'll give you advantage because she's your mount.
Thank you, Helga.
I wish I was better at that. 14.
The 14 with a thank you from Thalia. She kind of throws a glare over at the two of you with just this one big golden eye, settles down, then even like sticks her leg out a little bit so that way there's something for Evelyn to grab onto to climb up. As you all get situated, what direction are y'all headed? You want to head northeast, northwest? Sorry.
Northeast, axe, northwest, hag. Northwest. We were going west.
Okay.
West.
I thought you said west. So y'all take off. Can I get? What was I making you roll last time? For flying, I think it was Constitution. No. Oh yeah, no.
I don't think you had us roll
That's right. I was thinking of
because
when you were
it's
hiking
only an
out of the city.
hour. I think
so-
we rolled perception check
To keep an eye on things. That's correct.
What am I, a giant owl?
Giant owl.
Yeah, you have advantage on
Perception
checks.
At night.
At night.
Okay. Can I get perception checks from folks who want to make them as you take off and start flying?
21.
21. Who's leading, by the way?
I was gonna say I am, but I'm not. I don't want to be doing that right now.
I'm.
Sally, you're the one with the most recent ping on where this hag is.
I might be leading, but like checking with Evelyn a little bit because they said that when Adam was a wee lad, he
gets
a
a
little
similar
bit,
ping.
so.
Yeah. Okay, so can I get survival checks? I'll roll for Evelyn and Adam if you don't mind rolling survival for me.
Do you want our perception checks?
Perception will come in a moment. I want to find out which way you're going.
Write that down because I have a
that's not
brain the
great.
size of an almond.
I'll get
Can't
you
we just go
at
90
advantage
degrees off of
because,
Lami?
Okay. My
because
connection.
You do have that
Ping.
ping. You have
Oh,
that
that's
visible
much
ping.
better. Okay. 23.
23. Okay. So
It was
yeah,
going to be an 11.
So you kick out that ping, like you're still sensing that. It's almost like there's like a piece of like grit in your teeth. There's just like something like a rock in your shoe. This kind of irritating pull in this one direction. And as you start to pull, you see Adam's head is locked in on a very similar bearing that you're feeling. Just the head. The arms are kind of flopping around because he hasn't quite figured out how to make them work yet. The downsides of being reborn every 24 hours. But he's coming to terms with it faster than your average kid. But as you kind of turn and you look back to Evelyn, and she's looking down at him, kind of bouncing him on her knee, but holding very tightly to that bag that he's in. But yeah, you are all headed the correct direction. And with a 23, you do see what looks like a storm of some kind, like a bit of a dust devil, bit of a sandstorm kicking up a little further south of you guys. So you're gonna swing a little further north than making that straight beeline, but you're gonna avoid that and not have to worry about any environmental hazards. Survival checks then for folks.
Perception checks?
Or perception, I'm sorry.
21.
23.
9.
Ooh.
Bobby's
How
busy trying.
fast is Helga?
I can tell you in a hot moment, 80 feet flying.
So she's faster than me.
That
I can
doesn't mean
only
she
move
has to go that
120
fast.
per round. True. If I dash.
So for long distance flying, what are your all's con scores?
Character
12.
cons?
For Helga.
Oh. You want Helga's constitution? 16.
12. So because Helga is carrying Lami in full plate and 2 full and 1 almost full adult, one rapidly growing adult, Helga's flying a little slower but stronger. You're a little Ronan, you're currently a little quicker because you only have 1 person, but
You're
have
nimble.
to do longer. You have to do longer glides. It's like a sparrow and a hawk. It's 2 very different flying styles, just because of the mass that you guys have to carry around. Lami, with your perception, you don't notice that there's a sandstorm until like it is basically a mile and a half off of your left side. And you're like, oh fuck, what the hell is that? And you've already circumvented it because Helga's just driving around. And you realize that Evelyn's kind of putting her heels to Helga like she's riding a horse just behind you. She's like just honestly out of reflex. Helga seems a little irritated about it, but isn't going to say anything because
Lami says, yeah.
She turns her head back around and just looks at you with that one big golden eye. I'm not gonna make you roll speak with animals. She says, "Watch it, Buster." I'm on to you.
Yeehaw!
You two, the other two, you're noticing again. It's midnight. There are a few spots of light scattered through this chunk of the dunes, and you're seeing that there's not a lot of. You're seeing tents kind of thrown off in that light and in some of that moonlight, some irregular shapes in the sand, but no one. Folks have settled for now. Some folks. Very few folks are moving this evening, probably because they don't know which way the storm is going that's blowing around here in the Rasping dunes. And you're catching a fair... The wind is honestly more impressive than anything at this height. But you fly for about an hour, reasonably uninterrupted. And Thalia, you know the limits of your own magic. You know when that spell is going to start wearing off. And you flag people down to land. With your perception checks, there are no structures here. There are no, there's nowhere to really hide behind. There's just more and more dunes. You're pretty much well out in the wilderness by now. Come down, settle into a landing. Polymorph wears off. Getting a better look at Adam. He's well into the terrible twos, into the threes, rapidly approaching toddler status. He's got the dagger out, and he's like chewing on the hilt a little bit, and he's holding it, and he's got it in both hands. Emily kind of stops out. She goes, "Well, this is definitely faster than the flying is definitely faster, and it is kind of nice. But now we're a bit in the weeds here. No pun intended."
You probably should do the last. I can fly one more time today. Probably should get a little more flying while he's still young enough. A little bit later.
True. Shall we mount up again, I suppose?
Yeehaw!
Olga, are you good carrying all of them, or do you want me to take Adam for a little bit?
Are you asking Helga or Evelyn?
Both.
Because you asked the question to Helga, who kind of just looks at you. Evelyn is a little more surprised than you, and she kind of like puts the hand on the bag. Adam is busy kind of getting a feel for the sword. Now roll persuasion for me, or if you don't want, if you're just making a genuine ask.
I'm just making a genuine ask.
Helga seems fine. Evelyn is a little perturbed that you would ask that question of her husband, who is currently very vulnerable.
You said he was like 3 or 4. I was gonna have him ride with Ronan.
That's true. That could be fun. But no, in this
I hold
moment,
him like this.
When you said he was like 3 or 4, I did not picture him fitting in the.
It's the bag's a little looser and like he's sitting like his legs are in it. So like his torso's kind of poked out. This is the part where you all realize that I'm terrible with the size of children because I don't interact with them on a daily basis. You know what? Because I'm gonna cover for my own idiocy. Yeah, if Evelyn will ask, and Adam's like, yeah, kind of like scurry out and hop out of the bag and mosey on over to you with the knife, with the dagger. And he's like, I can ride with you.
All right, Ronan, protect him.
All right, grab him. Like
Adam?
a Christmas ham.
Let him protect you.
But I'm older than he is. That's not fair.
Hands and feet inside the flying vehicle
Okay.
space.
All right, fine, Mom.
She would say the same thing.
She's right. I would, but Yeah,
I don't want her to kill me.
that's a fair statement. Fine.
'Cause I know
Yes,
she can't.
dear. I'm keeping this. And he like tucks it into his waistband. So you going giant owl?
Yeah. Was that eagle or was that owl last time?
You did eagle last time.
Eagle.
I
I'll
thought
do.
owls would be stealthy, but they don't get anything to stealth.
I'll do.
They get flyby.
I'll do eagle again.
Okay. Give me another round of perception checks, because I'll say you guys still have you all rolled well enough on your survival.
Nat 20, baby.
Beautiful.
So 24
That's a
total on
giant
that
bird.
perception.
7.
Wait, perception check, right?
Yes.
24.
Okay. So Ronan's busy playing with Adam. No, please don't. Please don't kill my 400-year-old NPC by shaking him.
Shaking 4-year-old syndrome.
Look, he comes back in 24 hours. We're fine.
Yeah, but then you have to
Really?
carry around a dead guy.
Yeah, but it would be a dead baby. Our stream froze. Is that us or them?
Probably the fact you said dead.
Yeah, we've been canceled. My internet has been a problem, and I'm sorry.
Is it you? Because you're coming through Discord fine.
This is going
Yeah.
great. There we go. Oh, we came back to you shaking. That's perfect. I love it.
Good.
Okay. Oh man, we're just freezing like crazy. Hold on. Let's go to intermission.
All right.
While y'all are flying, and I'm gonna see if I can solve this problem. So,
Caw!
internet, if you can hear us, we'll be back in like 10 minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes after my internet unfucks itself.
Hi, I'd like to speak to who's in charge of the internet.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
I think that's Jeff Bezos.
No, it's
No,
Elon
it's
Musk.
that one guy.
Elon Musk, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be back in 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go too far away.
Elon
Bye.
Bezos Gates.
Hello. We're back. Welcome back.
Hola.
Soy Dora. No, we are flying around. We are causing all kinds of problems in the air right now. Second round of perception checks. What all we find?
Oh, I got 7. Should I re-roll because I was pre-break?
Nope.
Nat 20 to a 24.
Yes, that's right. And Lami, what'd you get?
For perception, a 9.
9. Perfect. So, Ronan, you're busy playing with Adam. So you're not really paying the most attention as y'all are flying. Thalia, with your giant bird eyes, you are seeing just more open desert. Really just in the thick of... You're really just out in the middle of nowhere right now. With an at 20, are you looking... Is there anything you're looking for?
What happened to our sandstorm? We were going to get obliterated.
Sandstorm, you guys flew around it. You guys rolled high enough on your survival checks to get around it.
Tiny sandstorm.
No, you guys just are flying and got around it.
Oh. My bones are aching.
Anything I want to look at geographically. I guess I'm trying to, because I know this is kind of a divergence from where we were heading.
Correct.
So I'm trying to notice any large landmarks to keep an eye on things
Okay.
for future travel.
So, with an at 20, you know that the dunes will be shifting. The dunes are going, like, even if you looking for a permanent structure or something like that is fine. So you start looking more out to the mountain range, way north of you. On the ground, these would barely clear some of the dunes that you're at, but you have enough altitude, you have enough height that you can start to see that distance. And as you start to look and you're kind of following where Helga is leading you, you do start looking over along that mountain range, and you're spotting a couple. The main thing that draws your eye as you're flying almost directly away from it is there's a cluster of mountains way off to the northeast that have there's a few unusual shapes to it. Mountains don't have curves in them traditionally. They're a little more jagged. They might have been worn smooth, but they don't have circles blasted out of them. The combination of the moonlight and your exceptional eagle vision looking for atypical landmarks, that's what draws your eyes. There is a mountain with what looks like a semicircle blasted through it, way off to the northeast. That you could definitely use to navigate back. You also notice, as you were flying,
A hag.
The hag's first name written
on
in
a
the
broom,
sand.
like,
I've
oh
been
hey,
flying here for 400 years. Half hour later, hey.
hey, I got you.
hey, did you call for an Uber? Oh,
It's a flying yurt. As you're flying, you catch movement of something around the mountains. A couple large and scaly looking things flapping around there.
A couple.
I don't seem to pay any attention. But they're definitely. This is pretty far fucking out there. It's your exceptional vision and the fact that you are human intelligence behind this thing that's really driving it. And they pay you no mind as you continue your flight. As you guys continue making this journey, Thalia, that sensation as you burn this second hour, that sensation has basically left you by this point. But you grabbed onto a set of mountain peaks that from this height, from this angle, almost looks like a table. 2 legs and then a piece of what looks like a butte behind it, raising up and looking very flat, almost looking like a dining room table. And that's sort of been your geographical point to lock onto and follow. But as you feel the magic starting to peter out and time's winding down, you all are coming into land. And looking down, there are 4 campsites. About half a mile distant from each other, nestled into a series of dunes. 2 of them are smaller, 1 maybe 2 tents, and 2 of them are larger caravans, rocking probably a dozen tents or so, of varying sizes. As you're coming in, you'd have enough time to fly past them, fly around.
I was about to say, can we fly past them?
Yeah. You guys absolutely can. Do you want to do it? You want to do it quiet? You want to sneak past?
Or do we want to harass them and fly like
Do you
2
wanna-
feet above their
Do you want
heads?
to buzz them?
No.
What do y'all want to do? Let me phrase it that way. You guys see, like, you've got maybe 5 minutes left of this juice.
I would go stealth.
I mean, I wouldn't go stealth, but I wouldn't harass them either. I'd fly casual.
Yeah, that's sorry, I didn't have casual.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna look out of the ordinary with a wyvern and a giant eagle flying anyway, but
Okay. Let's roll for these kids. Wow.
They rolled like garbage.
rolled like hot garbage, except for one.
Crazy.
But that's fine. One guy, no one's gonna believe him.
Exhaustion. Just
Heat stroke. So you guys fly over and land. Probably a half mile to a mile north of them. And I believe that's your last polymorph jump for the day, correct?
yes.
On a scale of 1 to 3, what's a polymorph?
4.
Oh. I can't help with those.
No.
I'll allow it. Under duress, but I'll allow it.
I mean, you don't have to. We could walk. You could force us to do that too.
You could.
Good.
I mean, I'll try. She would still have to roll like a 3 or something. I guess. Or do you want to make her roll a d4?
I'm not gonna make her do anything.
No. I poke her and do the thing and see what happens.
A D3.
A d3?
It's a 2.
It's 2 less than 4.
Adam's like, yeah, I know basic math. I was a bartender. Why are
Hey,
we
you can
talking
talk
about?
now.
Yeah, I'm like, I was dead yesterday. I'm better now.
You're all good. How old are you now? You look young.
Definitely like 5, 6-ish. That's there's not exactly like our kindergartner, but with like the mental facilities have started to click into place. And Ronan, you realize as he's kind of playing with the dagger and like two-handing it, and then he takes it in one hand and is flipping it through a couple of different grip positions, and is like kind of getting his feel for his muscles back again. As you guys were flying in one of the quiet moments, Adam turned to you and was like, "It's a very nice knife." Like he's been kind of talking a little bit of baby talk, and then he's like, "This is a really nice knife."
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, who did you kill somebody and take it off him?
No.
Oh, has it killed somebody yet? Are you giving me a virgin
Maybe.
blade, or do I have to?
I mean, it's very old. It's from that war that you two know about, but you don't know about it.
My wife knows way more than I do. I die every day. There's not a lot you can do. All right. But yeah, so y'all land, and y'all take a breather, have some rations, have some water, because it's very, very dry up there, and you start hiking. How hard do you want to push?
What time is it?
Probably around
3-ish,
3 o'clock-ish.
Yeah. Figure
In the morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
As far as we can go before it gets hot, but also Adam's a child.
I can probably ride on somebody's back, or I can walk. I can do whatever.
So if you get tired, you could go on Helga. He weighs like 12 pounds.
So like reasonable pace, a good steady pace. You're not gonna push yourself to exhaustion or anything. Okay.
nah. Fly casual.
Fly casual. Walk with our feet on the ground. Walk casual. Okay. Keep walking. Who's front and rear in this marching order? Let's ask the real questions.
I don't know.
I'm neither of the people with a compass inside my brain, so I would not go first.
Okay.
And my compass is going the wrong way, so I'll go last.
Guess that means Evelyn and I are up towards the front.
Towards the okay.
Lami,
Or
can't
should we
if-
all walk in a big line like teenagers on a sidewalk?
But
Off the sidewalk.
Lami, point in the direction that you want to go.
That way.
And what direction do we want to go?
Not that way, that way.
So we just have to go in that direction from the way that Lami wants to go the right way.
But that's not how destinations work. Then we don't get to either place. Then we're that way.
Well, no, because if you want to go that way, then we would go that way.
Yeah. But we can't go that way.
No.
So we're
Follow
going
you.
that
Do you
way.
still know where you're going?
I'm like kind of towards that mountain. So I've lost the direct line, but it's kind of that way. Evelyn, I don't know if you can confirm or deny.
Which way are we going, honey? He's just kind of. He goes, holds up the knife, holds up the dagger, kind of turns and spins. Goes, I think that way? Yeah, that
Is
way.
that way?
It is 90 degrees from 90 degrees-ish. Lami's close. Thalia, you once he starts pointing, you kind of have a rough idea. You grab a new landmark and you guys start hiking. Yes, Ronan.
Does anyone know what the big circle missing from the mountain with the flat part is?
You didn't see it.
You did not
I
see it.
never really noticed it.
Didn't you just say we're going towards that thing?
No.
Oh.
That's the opposite. That's the way towards the scary axe place.
I wonder if that is the scary axe place. I've never been there.
But now y'all know about it.
Well, never mind.
Because y'all rolled. Sad.
I rolled a 9. I rolled like a local who's taking the same road he's driven 1,000 times. You're not really looking at anything. You're just like, yep, here we are.
Did you see that accident downtown? No. You drove right past it. Still didn't see it.
So as you all continue hiking, more or less in this direction, it is much slower. You are firmly out in the desert now. There is no rocks underneath this sand. It is pure dunes. And nothing seems to be... It's just slugging through sand and snow and just like mud. It's just it's a haul.
When you said that, I thought you meant there was snow on the sand, and I was confused.
That does happen. It does get that cold in some deserts. But as you were all continuing to hike, Lami, can I get a perception check from you?
I'm not allowed to do good on perception checks today. That's a 12.
Stupendous.
It's
Better than 9.
That's better than 9. We're headed in the right direction.
Give me 1 second here.
Why does my music keep stopping?
Okay. You are paying attention, keeping an eye on things. Every once in a while, you hear a faint thump. But every time you look around, there's nothing in the dunes. None of the sand is shifting. No real indicators that someone is following you. But probably once every 5-10 minutes, you just hear like a poof.
Can I get that noise one more time? Good noise.
Meanwhile, up at the front, Thalia, you, and Evelyn and Adam are walking, and you all crest over the head of a dune, and you find what looks like a fight took place. Some kind of battle. There were 5 camels. What looks like a crushed sled of some kind. Looks like it had been something large something large turned this thing over and killed and ate a bunch of these camels. It looks like it's nestled. It's sort of fallen down and is partially covered in sand as you cross the top of this dune. And honestly, if you hadn't been walking this way, you could have walked 5 feet to the right and never seen it if you hadn't come up this dune.
Ooh, we're gonna get eaten.
Would you call it a sand speeder?
No, I would not.
Oh, okay.
Because that's a stupid and copyrighted name.
Mm. Is it really copyrighted?
It's
Everything's
Disney.
copyrighted.
That's how
It's
we're gonna
not Disney.
stop the AI art generators. We feed them Disney art and let the lawyers take them out. Anyway, there's a hot take. So yeah, Thalia, you are first to see this, you and Evelyn. So if you guys would like to do anything.
I mean, I'm gonna pause. Go like, hold on a second. Get a scope. Get Ronan's hot take on it.
What are we pausing for?
That.
What now might not be the best time, but I'm gonna say it. We might be being followed.
I look behind us.
Perception check for me, buddy.
I would also like to look out for something following
Okay.
us.
19.
18 on the die, plus 11.
47. Sorry,
29.
So, Ronan, you take a look around. Lami, would you want to look as well?
I'll look around. Yeah, why not? Better! 14.
Okay. So, Evelyn got herself a 14. Or 14 on the die. So, everyone starts looking around, trying to see what's going on. Lami, you are peeking, sort of looking down into the pit. Everybody's looking around, trying to see if anybody's following. And Thalia, you and Adam both are looking around. Both of you, like, you're looking around the dunes, you're looking down in the hole, and you don't see anything, and both of you for a second stop and look up. And overhead is a very, very large silhouette.
Oh.
A very, very large bird.
Bird?
Bird or dragon? They're kind of the same
is
shape.
that your
No, one has a
friend?
tail.
That's... Yachty doesn't have feathers.
Uh-huh.
That's the old man of the desert, I think.
You want to fill us in quick?
It's a rock.
No,
Hey,
it's
we
a
fought
bird.
one of those before. I just yell up at it and go, ah! I caw at it.
You don't have to speak with animals, do you?
No.
Well, this is exciting. I missed the first one, actually.
You go up and you cry, and Evelyn reaches up and clamps, like jumps up onto you and clamps a hand over your mouth. If this thing heard you, it does not turn and wheel towards you, but it just very loud, just, you see its wings go, thump. You see the wings flap, but a few seconds later, that sound catches you. As this thing continues flapping and starts circling around through the desert, instead of flying directly overhead, silhouetted by this moon, backlit by this moon, I should say, it continues an ever-increasing orbit around all of you. Those of you looking at the sand around you notice that this was not before the rock got your attention. Whatever attacked this caravan was clearly carnivorous, very large talons, and is not. But you don't think it's the rock. This hole is too small. The scale of the bird that you just looked at, there's no way. Like, the claw marks don't fit. And also, most of you have experience fighting them. Even the juvenile. These claw marks are a little too small. You're seeing animal footprints in the sand that could not have come from a rock unless it was very, very young. And as the
Little
rock-
feetsies in the sand? Big feetsies.
Go take a closer look if you'd like.
I want to look at the feetsies.
As the rock kind of flies away, Evelyn pulls her hand free of your mouth. She goes, I would rather not draw the old man's attention if that's okay.
Well, he might be nice. A name like an old man. It's not old evil man.
Old grumpy man.
Crotchety.
Grumpy man. Old crotchety man.
Which is not what you want from something that can pick you up and drop you from a mile high. I'd rather not. Lami, as you slide down the dunes into this pit, Adam comes with you. Thalia, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna stay on the high ground.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stay low to the ground. I'm
Just
not gonna be like
keep a lookout.
Yeah.
Low on the high ground.
correct.
On the medium ground. Medium rare. Lami, roll. What are you looking for? You're looking to figure out
Feet.
feet. Roll me.
Would like to roll for feet.
Nature or investigation?
I have to get to pick between -1 or -1.
Intelligence,
15.
man. I gotta punish you somehow for making that your dumb stat.
15.
15. This was not one creature. This was several.
Like different kinds or the same type or just
Can't really tell. They all look reasonably similar. Just a large 3 or 4 toed foot with claws. All claws look to be the same size. So your past experience with velociraptors, it's probably not them. But you're pretty sure it was the 15 probably was an aerial predator. Or buried underground, because there are no markings coming in or out of these dunes, no sliding dune falls like you guys are leaving behind, where when you step and pick up your foot again, the sand keeps trickling down into the pit. This was either an attack from above or an attack from below. Adam does not find anything helpful in his investigations of the tracks. He's more up near the camels, looking at them and seeing that they have all the one that is mostly intact is unfortunately looks like it had its throat torn out. The other ones have been chewed on, so whatever was here was eating and was scared off by something.
Can I slide down into the sand lion
Sure.
nest?
I don't know why you would say such a terrible thing.
An ant lion, that's what they're called. Can I eyeball the wounds, being that I am a hunter man? I feel like I would know
Yeah,
what
I'll give you-
most
What-
prey or predator rippingness would look like.
Okay. Yeah.
Do I
give
recognize any of the wounds or tactics that appear to have befallen these camels?
Give me. That'll be nature. That'll be straight up nature, buddy.
I don't think I'm good at that.
These are also not creatures that you're
Ooh,
familiar
whoa.
with.
I'm good at it. 19! 14 plus 5. I didn't know I had a plus in nature. Oh,
So
the more you know.
these creatures, whatever ate these things, do not have teeth like you would normally expect. You're used to wolves and bears and other creatures with pronounced canines and a full set of separated teeth. These have pinches and tears and large, you get the idea that there might be pincers involved.
Pinch. Pinch. Pinch.
As you're kind of looking around and seeing these things, you're seeing again the claw marks on the wagon itself, and a lot of the whatever's been eating these camels wasn't really ripping and tearing as much as it was just like chopping off chunks of it. And with a 19, you notice on the one with a mostly intact rest of it, there's an odd caustic smell around its neck. Something. It smells like a tannery almost.
Is there a stab wound in its neck?
No. Just another bite wound.
Another bite wound. Because I was thinking giant scorpion, because we found one of those under the thing. I have its tail.
You do.
I plan on stabbing someone with it at some point.
It does not. Yeah, the tail does not smell acidic.
Acidic?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ronan would know a lot of things from the north that would. Is it
No,
Lami?
this
Do you
is-
know anything in the sand that is acidic, like lemons?
That's
It's
not
an
very nice.
18. I
We
might
like-
know something
we love
acidic.
lemons. We love lemons.
We do
Sam.
love lemons.
She's great.
Limes, more like limes.
I
or
don't know.
grapefruit.
Do I know of acidic sand things?
You grew up here. Are there not like bedtime stories of people getting melted by like a sand goo?
But yeah, all the time.
Roll nature for me, Lami. Nature or history?
Thalia, you read things. Is there anything in the sand called like a sand lime
19.
that has
A
pincers?
sand line.
I mean, a 13. You said the word lime, and I'm like,
It's the sentient fruits again. Lami, what'd you get?
19.
19.
Pog.
There is one such beastie that may cause these kinds of wounds and things. It's called an onkeg. Looking around. Yeah, it's in a... Yeah, they have these pits that draw things in, and... Oh no. With a 19... Thalia, what you also rolled pretty well on your... What did you get? I'm sorry.
13.
13.
I was doing history because he specifically asked if I knew anything about a sand lime.
No sand lime, unfortunately. You would get limes in some of the oases. You're thinking more plant life than animal life. But no luck there. But Lami, as you're standing there thinking about it, this is probably an onkeg attack. But there's something off about it. There's too many tracks. Onkeg normally take off individuals.
In
Pick them
single
off as they're
file.
walking in to hide their numbers. Precisely. And an onkeg eating more than one person, that's a very, very full onkeg. An onkeg eating 5 camels and at least 1, if not 3 people, it's either a very big onkeg or there's a family.
The mafia of Onkegs.
Now, with a
You
19,
don't mess
I
with
will
the
tell
family.
you. With a 19, you are in the lion's mouth. And you're going to have to worry.
Oops.
If you don't want the fact that they haven't come up and started eating you guys already as you came down.
Well, they're full.
That's the hope. So they're not going to attack unless they are provoked or stirred awake by something else. So you would know that you would need to try and sneak your way out of this to not wake them up.
I cast Earthquake. Just kidding.
Sandquake.
What you do with that information is up to you, but you are all, with the exception of Thalia, in the center, more or less on top, in the center of this pit. So Adam and Evelyn are kind of picking over the wagon for scraps.
Ronan, these are not limes. Not limes.
No.
We need to back away slowly and quietly. Right now.
I back away slowly and quietly.
Roll me a stealth check to see how slowly and how quietly.
Everybody needs to back away slowly and quietly.
Oh no.
Gotta love the disadvantage.
6.
That's rough, buddy. That's rough.
You wanna know what I got?
What'd you get?
An 8.
Oh, wait, I do have inspiration.
I should use mine too.
Do you think this is worth inspiration? Probably.
Yeah.
This is why you stay with the high ground.
Is this better? Is this worse? Is
Do
this better?
I
Is this
get
worse?
the better one, or do I have to take the new one?
You take the better.
Okay, then 6. I got a 5 in the second roll.
Uh-huh.
Mine went up to 9.
Oh, that's
So
better.
6, a 9. Luckily, your like 6-year-old companion is able to kind of pay attention and do some squirrely shit.
Cause he's 6.
Because he's small and light and limber. Evelyn does not get off the wagon. Adam here, like, you say that, and Adam's like, come on, we gotta go. She's like, shush, there's something here. He's like, but we gotta go. She's like, shut up and go. Kind of starts skulking his way up. And you see Evelyn starting to root around, gently lifting up small boxes, what look like money boxes, from this cart. It's taking a knife and kind of running it along the seam and popping them open. Opening a box. Thalia, from your sight, you can see Moonlight catching diamonds, rubies, sapphires, gems. She closes the
Stagecoach
box and
robbery.
sets it aside. Goes to another box, pops it open. Lami and Ronan are making their way up. Lami, you are struggling a little bit. And Ronan, as you slip as you're starting to climb up, you're just like, God! Whoop! And underneath, the sand starts to shift a little. You can't really see shapes, but there's this sense that the moonlight coming down and casting these shadows into this dune pit, the shadows are shifting as the sand itself is moving. Can I get another round of stealth checks from the folks inside? And Thalia, if you want to help somebody, you may, or if you'd like to do something.
Can I use Presti to create a puff of wind away, like on the opposite direction out of the pit, to move some sand that way?
Some sand up. Okay, absolutely. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, that'll. Yeah, that'll cause a little more of a... That'll help cover any of the noise that your friends keep making. Can I get... So, still some stealth checks. That'll lower the metaphorical DC a little bit. You've introduced a little noise into the system.
Better. 14.
6.
That's a 20 total. Is that how that works?
All right, Adam is working with all of you. Alami, you slip and your knee kind of thumps into the sand, biting, punching through that outer layer and hitting a more packed part. And Thalia, you see this, you kind of you cast that Presti and pull some sand and throw a little extra noise in. And the shadows underneath again start to kind of, they're starting to shift a little, almost like they're rolling in this sand. But none of them seem to be awake yet. Adam actually is moving, and as he starts to get to the edge of the pit, he sees this shape, this shadow moving directly in front of him. About 3 feet to Ronan's left. And Ronan, you guys stop and watch this thing just kind of roll, and you see chitin, you see plating poke out of the sand for a second as it kind of nestles back in. And you guys keep climbing around it. You're about halfway out of the pit at this point, and Evelyn is still opening boxes. She's standing on the wood here, being very careful where she's putting her feet, and she's continuing to open boxes, open chests, open crates, looking for something. And her motions are getting a little more frenzied. She's not being quite as cautious in this moment. She's continuing to look. You see large and small, a couple of chests of clothing that she's opening, and Thalia, you see that she starts looking around, looking for, there it is, the bench, the driver's seat. She moves up to it, starts reaching around underneath, and pulls out another box, smaller. If you want to keep climbing, make another stealth check.
I'm gonna
There are other
wait.
options. Just stand still forever.
You can stand still if you'd like.
I'm gonna stand still. I'm gonna play this out like Tremors.
Oh, yeah, let's play statue.
I'm gonna get my little lever action and climb up that telephone pole and sit there for a minute while Evelyn
Red
figures out what
light.
the fuck she's doing.
Green light.
Okay. Adam's gonna keep climbing, and Evelyn's gonna keep searching. That's not great. Adam keeps climbing, working his way in front of you, Ronan. And you see the shell of a large oncake sort of rolling around, and more of it's kind of poking out. The stand is starting to rumble a little bit, and the footing is, you're starting to lose a little bit of footing as the wind is kind of picking up in this low rumble. The sand is starting to bounce, and you start to sink into it a little more. But you don't move. Nothing happens. Adam keeps climbing a little bit more. And Evelyn finds the small box, takes her knife, runs it along the edge, pops it open. And the large, heavy lock that was on this starts to fall towards the wooden platform that she's standing on, the wooden part of the sled.
Oop.
Would any of you like to do anything? I don't know if you can do anything, if you want to do anything to catch it.
I stopped moving.
Mm-hmm. She didn't.
Yep. That means I can't do anything because I stopped.
There's nothing I can do from over here.
Oh, we're boned.
All right. Are there other fragments of the sled? Like, because you said it's kind of broken up a little bit. Are there other fragments of the sled anywhere away from Evelyn?
Yes, there are some minor, some various sized ones. She's standing on like the main body of it. A lot of it are like planks and boards and things that have been blasted off of this thing from being chewed on.
Okay. Can I see it falling and trigger a Presty on the piece of wood furthest away, and I want it to sound like wood splintering. So
Sure.
kind of in like move or overpower kind of that sound.
Okay,
just away from Evelyn.
Loud.
So I know that sound, not loud, like just wood splintering further.
Okay.
To kind of coincide with the sound of the lock hitting the wood, but I just want it to be away from her.
Okay. All right. I love that. You reach out and you time it perfectly. There's this simultaneous crunch, and with that, we are going to need to roll initiative. It did, I will say, you have now divided the attention of these onkicks. So Evelyn is not going to be in the middle of a cuddle puddle full of chitin and teeth, which is really
I love cuddle puddles.
all any of us can ask for in this day
Am
and age.
I close?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, you are.
Excuse me while I put on the glory of combat.
I have a +5.
I will say the only person not in range of Lami is Evelyn. So let me just get the
That's what you get for
fight
snooping.
music happening. Okay, let me roll for these kids here. Oh, she's good. Oh, she's good. 25 and up. What'd you get?
Uh-oh.
26.
26.
Ooh.
Cool. So you'll go behind Evelyn. She got a 27.
You should have answered last because he said, oh, you know, he said 25 and up. I thought he said 25 and lower.
Actually, I need to roll for these boys. Okay. 20 to 24.
Dirty 20 for me.
Okay. 15 to 19.
19.
What the hell is his name? Adam.
Greg. Oh, Greg.
Oh, Greg.
They call me old Greg. Greg, there's body here.
All right.
Poor Greg.
So, Evelyn, realizing that she has fucked up, takes the box and you see her open it real quick. There's there's no light. Nothing. There's no like Pulp Fiction glow of something from inside. She just cracks it open, and you see her smile, this hungry, toothy smile that you remember from calling. Just call Lythar and Core. You know the look of a predator who's found something. She closes it shut, and it doesn't lock. The lock fell out. Shit. Tucks it under her arm. Looks around and sees all these shapes starting to rumble and rock, and you realize that the wagon itself, in the center of all of these things, all these subsonic rumblings are starting to turn the sand almost like water. So some of the planks are starting to sink down in. You watch her to go, fuck. All right, and she goes and she starts. It's like a three-step run up, and is leaping. See how she does. Not great. It's a 5, but she's good at acrobatics. Okay. So that is a... Great. Okay, so 16. So, she leaps. 1 foot lands on one of the planks, one of the larger platform pieces that are still hanging out. The other one goes into the sand and gets caught up to her ankle in it. And she kind of puts her weight on the one plank that's holding it, pulls her foot free, and you see just all this sand come pouring out of her boot as she kind of stands on this plank, standing sideways like she's surfing on it. And it's kind of has this box tucked under one arm and is kind of keeping her balance. With her other hand, she's pulled out a knife and is waiting for something to come up at her. Ronan, you're up. Lami, you're on deck.
I am a deck.
I would like to rage.
Okay. I never get tired of that sentence. We've been playing for 3 years together, and I never get tired of it.
Where's my table? Show me my table. What do I roll? An 8. That is a 6. I am surrounded by multicolored protective lights, and I gain a +1 bonus to my AC.
Okay.
And people within 10 feet of me also gain the same bonus.
Okay. So everyone's got a cool little bubble of light floating around behind them. So enjoy your +1 to your AC, kiddos.
All right.
Nice.
Wait, am I within 10 feet of him?
Are you?
That seems close. Because they're still in the pit.
No, they're still in the pit. So you do not. You're not within 10 feet of Ronan. But Lami and Ronan and Adam do.
Is there a creature near me?
You can see the you can see the spot in the sand where one was a couple of seconds ago when it was rolling around. You could probably punch into the sand if you want, or stab it, or whatever.
Hammer, go whack.
Whack.
Are you gonna earthquake it?
Show me the whack.
I'm gonna reckless it.
Is this whack-a-mole?
Great weapon master.
Great weapon fighting. All right. Come.
As we know from the movie Tremors, sand is a hell of a momentum stopper. So we'll see how this goes.
I think you've watched that movie too many times.
It's so good.
It is. Tremors 1 is a perfect movie. You cannot take a single scene out of that movie without it changing it.
I've never seen it.
-5. 16 + 7.
16 + 7.
24? No,
That'll hit.
23.
My friend.
Yeah, 23. That'll hit?
That'll hit.
Okay. So that's 2d6, which is 5, 6, 7. And what do I get for rage now? 7 plus 10, so 17, then plus another 10 for Great Weapon Master, 27.
27. Cool. So yeah, you see more or less where that creature was hiding, and you're mid calf deep in this sand, which turns you into a pivot point, and you just whack into it, and it eats some of that momentum. Are you hitting with the flat side or the drill side?
We'll go with drill side.
There's a squelching sound as you punch through chitin, and all of the sand around it kind of, there's this roar, it's almost a clicking kind of roar that just kind of emanates out from this spot. You really gave it the business.
Whack!
You want to whack it again? Great.
Whack!
I require additional business.
Give it the juice.
That's only a 17 to hit because of Great Weapon Master.
Okay, so the 17, you pull back, you see the ichor and stuff pull back off of it, and you hear that sizzle again, and smell that same acrid smell.
Oh no.
And you swing back in and you thunk, and you feel it catch on something, but that sand, it's a hell of a momentum stop, and you just you scrape it against, but you don't land it in the same spot. You don't puncture the kite.
All right. It's under the ground.
Correct.
Big monsters, underground, dig like hell. I'm gonna move towards Thalia, still trying to stay within 10 feet of Lami and Adam.
Okay. You can do that. You'll leave Lami behind.
Okay, he's a big boy.
Yeah, but you can definitely scoot up around Adam and keep him in range of your protected aura.
I would try to keep Adam within 5 feet.
Okay.
So that way, if something does come after him, there's a chance it'll try to eat me instead.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So
And my turn.
I will say climbing up this hill at speed will count as difficult terrain, especially now that these subsonic vibrations are liquefying everything. Will be difficult terrain as you're climbing your way out.
Bugger.
Lami, you're up. Thalia, you're on deck.
How do I see many? How many do I see, if any?
That sentence hurt my brain.
How do see?
Roll me.
Is it dark?
It is dark. You got
Dark,
some moonlight.
dark?
You got some moonlight coming in.
Oh,
That's
Is it
most
enough
of it.
moonlight?
Oh wait, perception check. Take a gander.
do dragons not have dark vision?
16 for the perception check. I do not have dark vision.
What?
Oh, why? It always surprises you. 3 years in running.
3 years. We don't know how detect magic works. We don't know who has dark vision. We're so good at this game, guys.
We don't know how my detect magic works because it's fucking weird. It lasts 6 seconds.
It's as if detect magic is happening. It's every other piece of text about what it shows you. Anyway, so Lami, with a 16, I said the thing. Your you spot mostly the thing that you notice is the ground around you is shaking. You do see the gore from the one that Ronan took a thwack at before he started hustling up the hill. You're seeing unusual shapes kind of starting to shift, and with the ground being as fluid as it is, you're starting to get rough ideas. You're thinking, between that and your information about the attack earlier, probably 5 or 6. 2 of them are much bigger than the others.
Boy. Big boy.
Those 2 are towards the center of the pit where the sled is, where Evelyn has jumped probably 5 to 10 feet away. She's made a short hop to try and cover the ground and stay on those planks.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, she is probably... She's probably about 20 feet from you at this point.
Oh, only 20 feet? Oh.
Yeah.
I was picturing a much bigger pit.
With the difficult terrain that's happening, it's not fun. It's not great. And that's after she took a flying leap off of this sled.
Right. Shit. I should go towards Evelyn to help her be not dead. That's smart. Yep.
Okay.
Can I get next to Evelyn? Well, it's difficult terrain,
If
so I can get.
you want to wade back down to her.
Yeah. Down.
Down. Interesting. What's your movement?
30 feet.
You'll be about 5 feet away from her.
Well, that's just a square.
Just a square. It's a 5-foot gap, but also as you're walking down into the pit, you're noticing that you are sinking much faster than you were previously. Where before, when you were walking down, you could step and then pick up, it will come up to your ankles. Now the sand is coming up to like your mid-calf. Like halfway.
Oh, wait. I'm smarter than this. Is there room on the wood?
Not
is
the
this
wood
like the
that
Titanic?
Not the wood that she's on. We're talking like single sturdy planks, like a piece of 1x6. At the
room on
widest, it's a piece
some
of 1x6.
wood.
Sure.
Something I could stand on.
You could stand on it. I need a dex check to keep your balance.
or sink and die.
Or sink it down. It's not gonna suck you under this turn. Maybe if you stood there for 3 turns.
All right, I'll wait there. And how close am I to the big mountains of sand?
To the big mounds of sand?
Or little mounds. Are there any mounds next to me?
There's probably... There's a little mound off to your left. The 2 big ones are a little further away. They're probably 10, 15 feet from you.
Oh boy. I think I'm just gonna hold it out. I'm just gonna stand here. I don't know what else to do. They're in the sand. I can't do anything to sand.
Okay. You don't want to ready an action or anything?
Can I ready being defensive?
If you could tell me what you mean by that.
I don't know.
What do you want tell me if X happens, I want to do Y.
I want to have like my shield up, I guess. I'm prepared for something to jump out of the fucking sand and eat me.
Eat you or eat Evelyn?
Anybody. Eat anybody.
But one or the other.
Me or Evelyn. Oh, but she's next to me. Okay.
She's a little ways away.
5 feet. That's right next to me.
You moved 15 feet. She was 20 feet. There is 1 square between you two.
Oh. Then
She's in range
she's 10
of
feet
your
away.
dome of safety. But there's a 5-foot gap between the 2 of you. So yes, 10 feet away.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna look for things flying out of the sand. I focused on Evelyn, but also kind of me because I'm me.
Okay.
You can't not hold your own shield, I guess.
Okay. Thalia, what would you like to do?
Double check. Alright. I'm gonna hold a vicious mockery until I see one emerge and attack an ally.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna stay put. Because I'm safe, right? I'm not in the pit.
You're not. Yeah, the ground under your feet is a little unstable, but you're able to keep your footing.
Okay, I'm gonna move back to a little more stable ground then.
Okay.
If it's unstable.
There's just like as everything's shifting, you're able to keep your balance pretty easily. So yeah, you're still totally fine. You can still see into the pit. Lami, do you want Helga to do anything? Because she is here as well.
Helga, fire. Helga, fire. Helga, fly down to me and Evelyn. Pick up. Not pick up this turn, but get her down there.
Okay.
Get in the pit.
As Helga swoops over, does a quick circle, and comes in and lands. There's just this boom, and she starts to, her feet immediately start to sink, and you watch her 1 foot just come in and just crush the remains of the cart under her back foot. As she lands, a couple of things happen. The 2 larger mounds, sensing a large unpleasant predator coming in to chew on their food supply, pop out of these 2 just kind of rear up out of the ground. First one is going to, you see it like pull its head back, and then and this big green blob of gack starts flying at Helga. Almost forgot her name. Almost got
my girl.
What's Helga's AC?
13.
So that'll hit. And do 9 acid damage. As it catches her right on the broadside. The other one is going to take this very personally. And trying to do a grab. So yeah, the other one pops up, still kind of screeching out, and grabs onto her front leg, or onto her back leg that's just crushed the wagon. These pinchers just come out and grab on. I need her to make a acrobatics or athletics check to avoid being grappled.
Acrobatics or athletics? You got it. Helga's a pretty strong girl. 18.
That was a 19.
Oh, we're grappled.
Pinch, and you just watch these large things just bite into her leg, and she lets out this screech in pain.
As people do when they've been grappled on the leg.
And that's what those two are doing. So Helga has landed and currently has been acidified and is getting kind of pinched on.
Everything's great because you know what it means I can see that thing now.
Both of them, actually. Natalia, anything you'd like to do now that she's landed? Save that vicious mockery. All right. Adam, seeing the love of his life currently standing on a board, precariously balanced around some kegs, does the thing any good husband will do. Turns around and goes to charge back into the pit.
He's like 7 now.
Ish. With his +1 dagger, he's gonna run in, which will trigger an opportunity attack from the one.
See, good thing you.
He gets a +1 to his AC.
Good thing you gave him that dagger.
So he is running. Yeah, he starts running down, and the one that you injured, Ronan, kind of pops up out of the sand, almost like not quite breaching, because that would require some degree of like athleticism. This is just like a pounce. Just kind of reaches up, and you watch as he ducks under it, and these 2 huge pincers just whiff over his head completely. And he runs down, and as he gets closer to Lami, he starts to sink down into the gack a little bit, and he's gonna keep running. He's going to dash, and he's going to run and jump up past, and he runs and he jumps up and kind of jumps his way onto the board where Evelyn is, and he kind of turns and has the dagger out. But 2 more guys. Oh no, that's not great. He swims and gets up on the board. He's like, "It's all right, honey, I'm here." And another smaller Ankh jumps out and just poof, and he's in the sand because it crit him.
Oh. He comes back though, right?
So yeah, this thing is coming up towards him. Sorry, I forget how Vicious Mockery lands.
I mean, I was about to say I was gonna cutting words.
Yes.
But vicious. If I'm holding my action, that's my reaction. Then, though, I think is how it normally works. Right?
Yeah.
I don't get.
Well, to let it go is your.
To let it go is my reaction, so I can't do a cutting words because that is my reaction.
You can. I believe you can use it. You just lose that opportunity. You still get a reaction. You just can't use
whatever I was holding.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you lose the Vicious Mockery, but you'll get the cutting words, which might help because
it
was a crit.
I'll cutting words instead. Okay.
Roll that Bardic Inspiration die for me, please. And tell me how you insult this Ankeg and make him miss.
Sorry, just double checking. Okay, so that's right. 1d10 now.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, it's a 1.
Unfortunately, that's not
19.
enough to save him.
Stops him from critting.
Stops the crit.
Take that.
So it's gonna jump up and how do you cutting words this thing? I'm very curious how you're going to
I'm just gonna say like idiot, and it's like Adam might pick up on it too. Just kind of goes and floats over it, like there's just like it ripples off the sand a little bit. The sound of my voice.
It kind of confuses a little bit, and it goes up, and it goes for kind of that dive. It was going up for this like pouncing dive, and it comes up, and it's gonna hit, but it's not gonna get to do dumb things with this.
Oh, good.
It's gonna hit. It's gonna be 11 slashing damage, and he just big gash like down the arm. It's his non-knife wielding hand is currently kind of dangling down at his side, but it's not going to knock him prone and into the sand.
I'm about to say, wow, 7-year-old has more than 11 hit points. It's
How much do guards have,
More than
Chris?
guards have.
He's an NPC. I can do things. Another one kind of pops up and takes a swipe at him, but misses completely because that guy rolled a 10. And now it's the Ankeg's turn. So the two fully grown adults. We're gonna go with Captain Spitty Boy first. No, you're not intelligent at all. You have an intelligence of 1.
Oh, spoilers.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Any of you got intelligence saves?
Get him,
I was
Thalia.
about to say, all right, everyone,
Everyone
Wait,
gets
let me go
minor
get-
illusioned, and we're gonna confuse the shit out of people.
let's go see what I got.
So the one that spat is going to just bury it, kind of rears up a little bit and dives back into the sand on either side of it. The one that's currently grabbed onto her leg, onto Helga's leg, is gonna start chomping away at it. That is a dirty 20 and a 22. So those both hit. That's 11 piercing plus 3 acid. And he's gonna... provided it doesn't have a creature graphics, that doesn't do anything. And now the kids. Kids are just gonna do. Lami, as you are standing in the GAC and currently looking around, 2 young ones are gonna dive on you. Going to dive at you. One of
You
them-
said die behind me, and I was like, younglings behind me?
Yes, they're going to dive at you. The first one kind of comes up and almost like a porpoise, just kind of up and diving. That one, you're just basically you just kind of put up your shield and carry that momentum over because it rolled a 12.
Nice.
The other one got a little wiser,
That's nice.
slowed up its attack.
So they've got good wisdom, but shit intelligence, Isaac.
Does a
Difference
20
between intelligence
does
and
a 26
wisdom.
or no, sorry, not 26. No, 26. 26 hit.
26 hits.
26 hits, excellent. This one kind of comes up, sees its buddy, gets it kind of tossed over, and kind of swimming through the sand, kind of pulls up in front of you, and is going to swing once with its first claw. Let me see what the second one does. 26. So, so the first one's 11 bludgeoning. second one is 13. Sorry, both are slashing. 11 slashing, 13 slashing. And the second attack that came in at you catches you on, like, you catch most of it sort of on your armor, on your shield and whatever, and it spins you around, and just like you get twisted around in by the ankles, and you fall prone.
Uh,
You spun me right round, baby, right round.
God damn it.
And last, that. And while you're on the ground, he's gonna take another shot at you.
Rude.
The bonus action. 21 to hit.
That misses.
This is excellent. So yeah, pings off of that shiny blue plate you're in. There's two of them. The other two, there's two other sort of shifting mounds in the sand. But as you're kind of all looking around, Thalia, you especially looking up overhead, they both dive down and disappear. So you've seen 4 young ones, and 2 adults.
Did any of the big ones end their turn within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Or
the
did
one
they
that's
both
currently
go under
chewing
the-
on Cora, or the Helga. I'm so good with names today, guys.
Would, like, we also dug up like 8 former player characters at the very beginning of the episode.
Every single previous PC and NPC,
Yep.
and my brain can't cope.
Yep. Stone Rune, Wisdom DC 17.
That's a 16 on the die, with a +1 on Wisdom.
Ah, sad.
Makes it, unfortunately.
But he has disadvantage.
On
Wisdom saving throws that
you
I want him
choose.
to.
Sorry, dude. You try, because your stone rune slows him down.
It incapacitates him, and he is charmed by me.
Yeah, no, you're not as sexy as you think to an onkeg. You are a big slab of meat, buddy, but you're not quite as tasty looking.
Sad.
And overhead, as this scrum starts to break out, you hear a very long, piercing screech. And Thalia, you have the best view. It's a very large bird shape. Wheels around off in the distance and is making its way towards you. You've drawn the attention of the old man of the desert. But we'll find out when he gets here next time. So, when we come back, we'll be at the top of the order. With a little bit of ruckus, a little bit of confusion. However, I don't believe that will be next week.
Aww.
Maybe.
I mean, you can. I won't be here, but you can play without me.
No.
No, we're in combat. It's illegal.
I don't know how long I'll have to be out. I might be able to be back by break.
Okay. So keep an eye on all of our social media spaces to figure out if we're playing next week. But
We could play Blaze's Soup Kitchen. Tune in every Wednesday that we have someone coming in after break for Blaze's Soup Kitchen.
Why does that sound like a Stardew Valley mod that somebody made?
I don't know, but I'm kind of here for it.
Okay.
I'm 100% here for
We'll
it.
start with Blaze's Soup Kitchen, and then we'll come back to the middle of this bloody ruckus.
No, we come back to the party line where we're all in combat, and the rest of the party's just like, what the hell's happening?
Welcome to the
Ghost
party.
Story?
Welcome to the party line. That's a really great name for a talk show. Honestly.
That's what we name our TBD.
The party line.
The party line.
Party line instead of a chance of
TBD.
TBD.
I dig it. I'll run it past
Party
her. Okay.
line.
Technically her show, so I'll run it past her. We'll see how it
There
goes.
we go.
But anyway, let's see what's happening. We have for other
Sunday.
games.
Sunday.
I'm gonna go in day order, buddy.
Oh, sorry, I'm just so excited.
I'm very
It
glad
normally
that you guys
doesn't
got to play
happen.
through
Three in a row.
So
I know what did you sacrifice for everything?
hold on. Let
My
me just-
concert date.
Jingle Squad tomorrow, 9 p.m. start, if I remember correctly. With Janders running Erica and Sin and Alex, I believe. I don't know. I'm a terrible co-producer. But yeah, watch some elves do some cool stuff on Thursday. Saturday would be Dark Dominion, but unfortunately, Brill is down with the sickness, as the kids say, so he will not be able to play. But we are currently trying to figure out how many folks we can get together for maybe Jackbox Street, maybe some kind of party game. Could be fun. So we'll see how keep an eye on the socials for that kind of thing. And then, believe it or not, Sunday, 3 weeks in a row.
This is a
The
record.
Idiot's Guide to Deicide.
What did it cost?
We're getting a trophy.
But at what cost, indeed. Idiot's Guide to Deicide is back for a third week in a row. And Chris, you've done some terrible things to these players. And now you've fallen into hell, which is its own particular brand of wild, weird, and wacky. And I appreciate
Accordions.
so many accordions. Thousands everywhere. But anyway, we'll be back next Wednesday. And then the holidays will hit. So if you were here for this, thank you for tuning in. If you're not back next week, have a wonderful holiday of however you celebrate. And yeah, thanks for playing, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Good
And we
team.
will see you guys
Always fun.
all in the future. Bye.